Well, John, your thoughts after that one?
I don't really know what to say. I thought we played excellently for 90 minutes, dominated the game. Plymouth changed the way they play in the second half, and we dealt with that. And yeah, dealt with everything they threw at us. Really, the three chances they had in the second half: one where we lose a tackle in the right back area, the other where Tom Mack dwells on the ball and ends up being offside, and the third one just from a long ball. So yeah, really difficult to take. We don't put the ball in the back of the net at the other end, so we're not ruthless enough, and yeah, don't quite look like that. It's pointless me going on about referees. We talk about it every week. It's not going to change. In terms of what Obafemi does to Regan Paul, he just shoves him in the back, but the referee wasn't interested, so you could probably tell I was absolutely fuming with that, but we're not getting those decisions.
Is it partly a case of ruined missed chances today?
Yeah, we need to be better. One of the messages at half time was, look, we need to make sure that we do go a goal ahead or 2 goals ahead to put these games to bed, so that one slip or one poor refereeing decision, something like that, doesn't change the game, and unfortunately we left ourselves exposed to that by not putting the ball in the back of the net.
Carried such momentum into that first half, really picked up where we left off from Hull on Saturday, so how much more disappointing does that make the result tonight?
I think it's one of the toughest ones to take of the season. I thought we were by far the better side, created more, pressed really well. Yeah, did some really good things. I thought we did some really good things, but ultimately wasn't enough to win the game, wasn't enough to draw the game, so we've got to go back to the drawing board on that, see where we are with everything and go again.
What do you ultimately put it down to tonight?
I think fine margins, really, not putting the ball in the back of the net, not finishing off our chances, and look, not getting the rub of the green with the refereeing decision, and yeah, I still think we probably have to defend that ball a bit better, but yeah, it's one of those.
What did you say to the lads at half time?
Really that we played excellently. We need to keep our foot on the gas. We knew that Plymouth were going to change. The way that Plymouth did change was going a lot more direct, and I thought we dealt with that. So it became a bit more of a sort of second ball game. It didn't play out from the back as much, so we didn't have the opportunity to nick it back as high up as we'd done in the first half. But we dealt with that. We kept breaking on them. We didn't. It was either not putting the ball in the back of the net or those chances that have flashed across the box. We had too many of them where we didn't get anybody on the front end of it. So. And I said more of the same. Just make sure we don't get done by something that we don't deserve. And unfortunately, it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of effort. We can see the efforts there. It's just the execution's not quite there at the minute.
How much more frustrating does it make it knowing that you dealt with everything that Plymouth gave you? You know, especially towards when they changed at half time, changed their approach. You dealt with it up until obviously the goal went in. Yeah,
really frustrating because we had dealt with everything, and it's just a free kick given the other way in the box for nothing, and then we don't deal well enough with the first contact. Yeah, it's really hard to pick the bones out of it, to be honest, because I'm really positive about the performance, but again we haven't picked up any points, and that's a tough one to take.
Is it especially hard to take knowing that you did create the chances and got yourself into so many goal scoring positions in the first and second half?
Yeah, and we just have to be better with those things. We've got to be better at putting the ball in the back of the net. It's actually quite rare that we haven't scored this season, but the big positive for me is that we've come here after the game at the weekend. We put everything in. Only needed to make one change, but I thought the performance from the physical standpoint was brilliant. It's chalk and cheese from the dross we produced at Stoke and Cardiff, which is great. But yeah, we've had exactly the same outcome in terms of points on the board. So yeah, that makes it a bit more difficult. I think when you get beaten easily in games like we did with those two, you're angry, but you have to take it. This one is really difficult to take.
I know you're obviously finding it tough to take. I can imagine the lads are the same, and if not even more so, knowing how much effort was put in tonight.
Yeah, and they should be. They should be. Really good lesson for them. If you don't take your chances and if you don't defend little moments properly, then you can get punished by good players. And yeah, that's the lesson to take away from it.